What is online visibility? Hello, and welcome to this video where we'll be looking at what online visibility is, what this topic means for your business, and why it's important. If your potential customers can't find you online, it might as well be that your business and message don't exist. A strong online presence has the potential to significantly influence the success of any business, whether the company is a local storefront or an e-commerce platform. This is truer than ever now as evolving consumer behaviors and the growing reliance on the internet drive people to shop online, explore nearby businesses, and gather information about your brand and message and other brands and messages. So, what is online visibility? Online visibility describes how prominently a website, or brand, or business stands out on the internet. It includes all the factors that ensure a company is easily found and accessed by its prospective customers. Being visible in this way is vital because it shapes whether your intended audience knows your brand exists and can locate your products online without much effort. So, why is this important? Growing online visibility means increasing brand awareness, number one. So, think of it, the more often your audience sees your brand, the more comfortable they are with it, and the more memorable and appealing it becomes over time, all of which increase the likelihood that they'll turn to your products or services when they're looking for a solution. Number two reason why it's important. It's to earn more trust from your customers and prospective customers. So, strong digital presence really signals credibility and professionalism to your audience. A polished company website, things like mentions across relevant sites in your industry, and active social media presence all demonstrate a commitment to bringing value to your customers, which in turn helps build trust in your brand. Number three, to turn more of your site visitors into customers. So, implementing effective strategies to improve online visibility brings in more organic traffic. And then, when you create a seamless user experience for that traffic, you can turn visitors into loyal customers. Reason number four, improved rankings in search engines such as Google. When we properly optimize our websites for search engines, it really helps our content and web pages to rank better in web searches. Offering valuable content and making the customer's journey from discovery of your brand to purchase all along that line, making that process effortless, your business can really achieve sustained growth and success, especially when combined with ranking better in search engines. But there's something we need to consider. Strong competition means we're competing for attention with many businesses and messages. This means that low brand awareness, a low amount of search engine traffic, and having a less defined online reputation means a greater chance your competitors taking your share of visibility online. And that's what we want to avoid. To illustrate what this looks like, we're going to take a look at three examples of different companies and their online visibility. The first example I have for you is a local coffee shop in Western Massachusetts, near where I live, called Cedar Street Cafe. If you Google that name, you'll find a set of results including its main website, mentions to it on TripAdvisor, Yelp, their social media, and other local citation sites referencing this business. When we go to page 2, we start to see non-relevant results being included for other businesses with similar names. And this only continues on page 3. You could see non-relevant results with a similar name business on page 3. Not everything is unrelevant, but you do start to see non-relevant results on pages 2 and page 3 of Google. All of this is a rough gauge of the company's brand awareness as seen in a Google search. So, one solid page of relevant search results on page 1, with less relevant entries starting on page 2 and continuing on to page 3 and so forth. Now, using a marketing software I have access to called Ahrefs, we can quantify things a bit more for this website to see things like the website's estimated organic traffic via the orange line in this line graph here, with a high point of around 200 visits per day in the summer, followed by a drop recently down to about 110 visits per day. The yellow line in the same graph shows the number of web pages on this website that are being picked up and ranked in Google, which looks to be around 10 pages on average recently. Up here, we're getting the number of web domains pointing to the company website, with 34 unique websites linking to it. This also shows that the site ranks for about 78 keywords in Google. And further down the page, we get an outline of top 10 keywords ranking in Google for the site. Most recently, it's looking like it's averaging about 5 terms in the top 3 spots on Google and has been averaging 15 or so terms in spots 4 through 10 over time. So that's a basic overview of this site's online visibility. Next up, let's look at Starbucks Coffee Company. So obviously a large brand. When we Google that name, we find a set of results including its main website. Scrolling down more, we see scholarly articles for Starbucks Coffee Company. Going to find its Wikipedia page, their social media, and many large sites referencing this business. Click on over to page 2, and we get another solid page of results that are only relevant to this company and not another company like we saw earlier. These are all very large sites referencing Starbucks, all relevant. Clicking over to page 3, it's going to be a similar situation. Large sites only referencing the relevant company, Starbucks. The takeaway here is a big brand like Starbucks will have many pages of highly relevant search results in a Google search, underscoring its high amount of online visibility. Now, when we look at the metrics on Ahrefs for Starbucks, we see the website's estimated organic traffic showing peaks of 5.5 to 6.5 million visits per day, this orange line. And the number of pages ranking in Google is just over 7,000 recently. Oh, down here, mid 7,700, 7,500 or so recently. The number of unique websites pointing to Starbucks site is over 48,000. I remember referring domains here. And it ranks for about 538,000 keywords in Google. Further down the page, we get an outline of top 10 keywords ranking in Google with tens of thousands of terms in the top 3 spots and many more in spots 4 through 10 recently. So just tens of thousands of keywords in Google ranking for this site. And that's a basic overview of this site's online visibility. One takeaway I want to make is that a large brand and brand website like Starbucks includes many more pages on its main brand website and many more pages referencing it and linking to that brand website when compared to smaller brand websites like we were seeing before, all of which help to increase the online visibility of this brand. The last example is another local coffee place called Birch Tree Bread Company that's larger and more established than our first example, but still not as big a company as Starbucks. Its first page of search results is similar to that of Cedar Street's, pretty relevant sites like we see social media, the Yelp, TripAdvisor, some other reference sites. But when we dig deeper into subsequent pages, we're going to see that Birch Tree has more relevant references than the other local company, Cedar Street, we saw earlier. So clicking through, whether it's pages 2 and 3, keep revealing only relevant results for this, as opposed to that first site that had non-relevant sites. And you'll see that only relevant sites showing up for Birch Tree Bread Company when we go through pages 2 and 3 of Google. Now let's see how that translates into the metrics we looked at before. Looking at the Ahrefs for Birch Tree, we see the website's estimated organic traffic showing peaks of about 1,500 visits per day, and the gold line showing the number of pages ranking in Google is about 10. Similar to the first example, the number of unique websites pointing to this site is 153 currently, and it ranks for about 206 keywords in Google. And further down the page, we get an outline of its top 10 keywords ranking in Google with, 5 to 10 terms in the top 3 spots and 30 to 40 keywords on average in spots 4 through 10. And that's a basic overview of this site's online visibility. So the main takeaway with this third example is here is another local coffee company, bread company, that has a higher online visibility than the very first example that we saw because it's ranking for more keywords, it's gaining more organic traffic per day, it has more unique websites linking to it and referencing it. And when we go to Google, we can see more websites referencing it, linking to it, talking about it, all of which enlarge the online visibility of this business. So it's more easy for customers to find this business online, get interested in it, learn about the menu, maybe different events that it's hosting, all these different things that gain interest, and all these kind of doors in to find this business or doors in to access this business or become interested in it, ways to find it, all of which increase the online visibility and as evidenced by what we've been looking at. That's it for this video. If you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe button, and in the next video, we'll be following up on this one, going into more detail about how to increase online visibility. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.